Hi, I'm Gavin. So you've probably been following along with my sort of adventure to Mac 5.1 and Oculink and things like that. So I finally actually got the modular PC, tiny PC that I've been looking to buy to sort of use Oculink on. Anyway, here it is. It's the GMKtec M7, this thing. Put it in front of my face so it focuses properly. And it's a one of those small box PCs. I got it from Amazon for about 300 quid. It came pre-installed with 16 gig of RAM and a half a terabyte hard drive, but I've upped the RAM to 32 gig. It's cheaper to buy it separately than in their configuration. It's got I'm just going to read this off here, a AMD Ryzen 7 PC 6850H processor, 8 core, 16 threads, 4.7 gigahertz, dual LAN 2.5, and it's got, what else got it? Whatever. It's got PCI 4, USB 4, HDMI, USB-C, Wi-Fi, so it's got everything. So it's turned up. So what I'm going to do in this video, obviously I'm not going to use Windows on it. I'm literally going to flatten it straight off. I'm not even going to boot into it. I'm going to flatten it and put SteamOS on and just install SteamOS. And then next video I'll do some benchmarks and have a look at it and see how it performs. And then the other one, I've screen capped the BIOS because I'm sure there's some tweaks you could do with the BIOS, but for now I've just gone into the BIOS, which you get to by hammering on the delete key, brings the BIOS up, switched it to performance, and then because it's got 32 gig in it now, I've switched the video memory up to 16 gig. So yeah, so I can't remember what the actual designation of the iGPU in it is, but it's obviously an AMD corporate iGPU that's built into the chip. So what we'll do, we'll put Steam on, and there's a few extra steps you have to do, tiny steps. So pay attention to the middle when you boot in. Otherwise you end up in these massive Steam installations that end up in black screens or freezing and stuff like that. So I'll show you the way to do it. And it's basically the Steam image you can find on Valve's website. It's the Steam Deck reimaging file. Download it, burn it with a program called Balenciaga or Rufus if you're on a PC. Burn it to a USB key so it's bootable. Stick it in. By default, these boot from USB straight away, so you don't have to do anything in there, but you do have to go in and switch off secure boot. But I'll do a tiny video about the BIOS afterwards, and then we go from there. Anyway, so let's install Steam. Okay, so here we go. Here's our boot screen. And you'll see it'll flip on its side in a second. There we go. So it's booted straight into Steam. And as I said at the beginning there, basically the USB is set to default to boot from USB, so you don't need to tweak anything there. I mean, there were some settings I mentioned at the start. Just go in and do those. So what I'll do is I'm going to run this through in real time, because a lot of people, when they do this, they get these gigantic black pauses when they install SteamOS. And I've had messages and people saying, do I reboot? What do I do? Am I stuck? Now, a lot of these issues are caused by not having compatible hardware. Obviously, you can't use NVIDIA with anything to do with SteamOS at the moment, maybe in the future. And it is interesting to note, HoloIOS and SteamFork have stopped updating their versions, because obviously now you can sort of install it like this. And I think everybody sort of realizes at some point Valve is going to release a version of this we can install on different machines. Obviously, if you still want to use an NVIDIA card, you can do this with Bazzite. That works brilliantly. Unfortunately, I've got a 5060 Ti, so Linux's drivers are still baked, snafu'd to do anything on a 5000 series card for Steam. Anyway, so yeah, so we'll come back to that. I'll get it working because I'm going to do that on Oculink. Anyway, so this is booting up as normal and going into the sort of normal Steam boot type thing. And in a moment, when we get there, I'll go through what you need to do. Because obviously this machine, or any of these machines you buy them brand new, they've got Windows 11 configured, or they've got, you don't really know what they've done to the hard drive, to tell you the truth. They've got, different partitions and everything. So the best way, the way that I find the safest to do a Steam OS install is literally obliterate the hard drive. No partitions, nothing, and redo the partition table as well. So we'll do that when we get into the desktop version. So it's a bit slow because you're doing this all off of a USB key. So it should come up shortly. We should get the KDE Plasma desktop. Then we can have a play and just make some changes to it. So this will have all the partitions on it for Windows. I think I tried to install Steam on this, and the errors of my way. It's partitioned for Steam, but you'll get all the Windows partition bits pop up. It should get there. So this just take a little bit of what I'll do. I mean, some of this I will not talk, and basically put in some really bad elevator music or something that you'll just have to sit through. But this, I'm trying to give you, okay. So there we go, the logo. I'm sort of giving you a real-time version of this because, yeah, as I said, people black screens all sorts of stuff with this, and they don't know whether they should reboot, they should wait. So we just do this in real time. So this is literally how long it took me. So yeah, and I think this bit here is really super slow because you're working from a USB key with an OS. Here we go, got there. So when I sort of wake up here in a moment, I will get on the mouse. I thought I walked off to make a cup of tea whilst I was recording this. So bear with me, it'll get there. There we go. And I'm going to look for, I think it's called KDE Partition Manager. KDE disk. There it is, KDE Partition Manager. You want to jump on that, get that, everything's slow, and you can see bouncing things going on. And there we go, it'll launch eventually. And you've got this on Unix, loads of like gparted. Basically what we're going to do is delete everything on the drive and redo the partition table from scratch. So create a new partition table. First of all, we're just going to get rid of everything that's on the drive. So if you get this brand new, you've got Windows 11 on them, and you keep Windows 11 if you wanted to, but that's not the point of the exercise, is it? We want to get Steam on there, we want to get rid of that rubbish. Anyway, so here we go. So it'll load up in a sec, and there they are. So you want to just go through and select each partition. You can't wipe the whole thing in one go. Well, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so just delete it, and then just tab through them, delete, 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 delete. Keep going, you get there in the end. And now the drive's empty, but we have to apply that. Click that and it will run through that. Off it goes. Just keep you have to wait here a bit. There's a lot of waiting involved with this. But yeah, I mean, I'll talk more about this in later videos. I mean, the whole intention of this is I've got an Xbox S, XS, I've got a PS5, but I really like using Steam. There's tons of stuff on Steam that's you can get it on all the platforms, but Steam's, I don't know, you can use Steam on older hardware. I mean, the beauty of these little boxes, these GMKtec boxes and mini Sporum boxes, is they're really powerful PCs in their own right, so you can like repurpose, because what I think I'll do with this is once I've got this drive formatted as a Steam drive, I'll pop it out, keep it to one side and use it. Well, no, I mean, I'll use the machine a lot because I'm going to put it on the TV and use this. But I mean, there's a lot of flexibility with this. Take it back, it's just 8 core 16 threads, so it's quite a powerful computer in its own right to do anything else on. Problem, I mean, I've got a Mac laptop that I normally do work on, but obviously with Macs you can't play games. Let's just be honest about that. They're useless for gameplay. So yeah, so pop this behind the telly when my son's around, he can use it. And then I think as well, because I've been using a Mac 5.1 for all sorts of experiments, as you look on the channel. This has got all the AVX extensions on it. It can do all the modern stuff. So yeah, so here we go. Now it's gone. Okay, we're there. So now what we need to do is, if I can remember where it is, we need to create a new partition table. He says, sorry, if I let this run, and I think I wandered off to make a cup of tea, I'm not joking, I just wandered off, or I'm thinking we're taking a phone call at this point, but I'll get there with it. Yeah, I think I went in the other room, bear with me. There we are, I'm back, there we are. Where is it? Have a look, new partition table. So yeah, GPT, create partition table. I honestly think people don't do this, and I think this is one of the problems people have. And hardware to one side, I think this is one of the things that people have a lot of issues with. They don't format the drive, they don't wipe the drives. If you imagine your machine's a Steam Deck, it wouldn't have a partition table on it. It wouldn't, with the storage, it's all designed for that hardware. But if you get like an SSD and you've not formatted it, so re-image Steam Deck, click on that, and the process will begin. Because, as I'm saying, I think that people just put a drive and an SSD in. I mean, if it's a fresh one, great. Or if you've repurposed an SSD, then I think if there's anything on it, any partitions on it already, I think that messes it up. Because I have actually tried this before, and it's sort of, when I've done it on other ones, I have this problem where it does this bit, it flashes up something red quickly about some partition, but then it goes all the way through the installation, but then just absolutely will not install at the end. So you don't really get much warning. But doing it this way always seems to work, where you kill the partition table, kill the volumes, everything, and then just install it like this. Anyway, so this is going to take some time, so I'll leave you probably with some annoying music, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, so it's coming to the end of its thing now, and it will give you at this bit, click cancel, okay, and then power the machine down. And the reason I say this is because just to give you an opportunity to take out your boot USB. So just shut the thing down, take out the boot USB, I'll decide to do it in a second, and then restart the process again. So when you reboot, you're actually using what's on the drive, because obviously with the GMKtec, the way it's configured, you'll boot back into the Steam loading process. But even on other systems I've done this on, it doesn't give you an opportunity to basically pull out the USB, the installation USB. So this is just shut the thing down and then start again. Anyway, let's just leave this going. You can watch it if you want with some more bad music. Okay, so we've had a black screen, it's rebooting, it's doing its thing, and then here we go, and we've got the normal screen, English, for me it's GMT, come on, where is it, Greenwich Mean Time, I'm on a wired connection but I could put my thing, and now we'll do the installation. So again, I'll leave you, I'll come back at the end. Okay, so here we are, 15 seconds, 13, 12. And what it should do, if it's installed correctly at this point, when it gets to the end of this, it should automatically reboot. If it doesn't, here we go. So it's shutting down. If it doesn't do the reboot on its own, you may have a problem. But the thing is, try and reboot it and see if it comes back up. So now it's going to go recycle all the way through. And it should, there we go. Here's my screen. give it a bit, it'll just sit there for a bit. Yeah, this is a bit long-winded. What are we up to now? 20 minutes. Yeah, well, no, I mean, it's not all 20 minutes, but there was me talking at the beginning, wasn't there? So that was like, well, I've wasted a bit of time for you. And it should come up, now you've done this, with the login screen for Steam. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. But yeah, here another one of the deathly pauses. Has it done it? Has it actually installed correctly? Yep, looks like it. And there we are. There's our Steam logo. Sign in. So easiest way to do this is with the QR code with your phone. Gets you in quicker. You have to type anything in. And probably we're waiting now because I'm fumbling for my phone to do this. Probably found my phone. I have found my phone. There we are. We've scanned. We're logging in. And my son's probably playing something somewhere, so we won't be able to launch any games now, but we can certainly get to the interface. Loads up the user data. And we're to the screen, so we're in. So click around. There we go. There we go. There we go. And last thing, there. Yeah. And so we can now, we're in it. There'll be some few more things to do. We'll have an update and all that, but we'll come back to that. And that's it really. You've now got a Steam machine ready to go. So what I'll do now, I'll finish on this video, and what we'll do is come back when I've loaded the whole thing up with games and things like that, and we'll do some benchmarks. Okay, that's great. Thanks for watching.